on land where the earliest humans first saw the light of day. An Ethiopian Airlines crew, ever ready, ever proud to serve you. Come, walk with us in the footsteps of the ancestors of humankind.
This DJ just turns you on.
I've taken away your strength, Samson. Your little denite sparrow will nest alone.
I'm full of the street gutter rat. Throw your spears. What do you fear?
Right, 4 minutes gone after 8 p.m. Good evening. Welcome to the 1873 FM. Your voice, your power. Hoping you all had a wonderful, awesome, amazing time, and hoping that you're all keeping safe, sanitizing, and obviously protecting the person next to you. So if you're coughing, right, make sure that you cover up. Paul Pogba says you got to dab when you cough. I think that's the best to do. Yeah, just do a dab when you cough. When you greet, dab.
And you prevent it from going out.
Yeah, you prevent everything from spreading. And obviously, you actually mentioned something that really got me thinking.
Yeah.
School kids.
Yes.
Haven't traveled outside of that country.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the country, but test positive. Where did it come from?
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's quite amazing. It's quite scary. I mean,
no, it is.
It doesn't make no sense. Yeah.
Right. Good evening. I'm with Attorney Banda in the studio this evening. It's groundbreaking, ice-breaking what do they call it when you're about to construct something? It's called groundbreaking. Right?
Groundbreaking, of course, yes.
Yeah, so this is a groundbreaking conversation with Attorney Banda this evening. For those that are joining us, it's the first time we're holding this conversation on the 1873 FM as we're looking at the special permit, which is the Zimbabwe exemption permit. It's got a whole lot of conditions that come with it. And as a beneficiary of this permit, do you know your rights? Do you know the do's, the don'ts? I mean, these permits are also coming to an end. I think on the 2021,
Yes.
the 31st of December, the permits are expiring. So have you thought about life after the ZEP? So these are the conversations that will be taking place right here on the 1873 FM. And those who are following us on social media platforms, if you've got questions, don't hesitate to do so via Twitter as well as our Facebook page. Drop us those comments and we can obviously ask those at Attorney Banda. We'll be here every Thursday, 8 to 8:30 p.m.
Correct.
Do we have another day yet?
Yes, we thinking we plan for weekend Saturdays.
Week and Saturday also, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Thursdays and Saturday we'll be here.
Saturday afternoon.
Yes. So yeah, I'm really trying to get my dates in order. Old age catching up.
Yeah.
Right, we go on a break. When we come back, we get into the conversation.
One station where hit music lives. All the hits.
Right, we're back. Good evening to Ilpot Mufudzi. Musanyange say hello Wildfire, as well as Max Manika. Greetings from the US. Sexmore. How you doing? Good to see you, Mr. Sexmore. Nice to see you on Twitter, right? Like we said, we're streaming on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube at the 1873. We're also on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, you can visit the Stanley Dube LinkedIn profile. We're also streaming there. Good evening. Right, so
Yes.
let's maybe get to introduce who Mr. Banda or Attorney Banda is.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me, and good evening to all the listeners. Well, I'm Banda from Banda and Associates, and we specialize in immigration law and property law. So yeah, we are here in Santon, and we've been in practice for almost over 10 years now.
10 years, right?
Yes, so we have come across a lot of nitty-gritties in the immigration industry, including this the Zimbabwean exemption permit that we need to discuss, and we need to keep on discussing, and explore ways of losing up the glitches
Right.
of the conditions attached to there too.
Right. Now maybe for us to maybe begin the conversation is just maybe to just get a bit of a background around this exemption permit that was given to Zimbabweans.
So this permit was specially designed for Zimbabweans not to permanently reside in South Africa. So it is tailored in a special way that a Zimbabwean should not get permanent residence. A Zimbabwean should not change the condition of the what?
Of the permit.
Because if a Zimbabwean is here, can get married to a South African.
Yeah.
You can see a beautiful South African girl, or a South African man can see a beautiful Zimbabwean girl. But now they say no. Even if you people fell in love, and you can, you get married, you cannot change.
So you're saying if I'm on ZEP, I meet a beautiful a lady, South African lady, I get married.
Right.
You
are prohibited from changing the condition.
That's insane.
So
I didn't know that.
I'm telling you. So actually, the South African government is treating equal people unequally, whereby any other foreigner can come to South Africa.
Yes.
If he falls in love with a South African, they can get married and change the status.
Right.
Why not a Zimbabwean?
So is this sort of xenophobia that's going on within the Department of Immigration? I mean, it's crazy. The kind of things are happening.
Yeah, look. I think the South African government anticipated that there will be a huge number, millions of Zimbabweans will come to South Africa, and now the influx will be so huge that maybe the resources,
Yes.
the struggle for there'll be a fight for resources in the republic. But surprisingly so, as you rightly know, that it's only 260,000 Zimbabweans who are on this permit.
Yeah.
And now the question is, why can they be allowed to change the condition?
So now, what is the reason behind not changing the condition? Do we know why, or it's just a way of keeping people in their place and say, look, you don't belong here, you
Yeah.
never belong here,
Yes.
you're an outsider,
Yeah.
stay an outsider.
Yeah. Look, yes, I think the reason was just to limit your comfortability in the country. Yeah. So that at least you should just be in the country on one leg and think of going back at a certain stage.
Yeah.
But now, look, it's quite contradictory because the same country, the same authorities, South African government, have got the critical skills list, which they invite the general public, the general international public,
Yes.
to come to South Africa if you have got those special skills. We have got a lot of Zimbabweans with special skills, like
Yes.
doctors. We have got even mechanics, nurses. We've got a lot of Zimbabweans who are in the business industry.
Right.
Right. So all these are holding the critical skills that South Africa needs. Why are they prohibited from changing the condition of this special permit,
yeah.
so that they can go on critical skills?
So Mufudzi says, does that apply to Zimbabweans not on ZEP?
Well, if you're not on that,
Yeah.
then you can. That it doesn't apply to
you.
You can go straight. We can assist with doing the critical skill or any other permit that is available. That you qualify for.
Okay.
But the bone of contention is the people who are on this special.
On the special
because you've
permit,
got people that have been renewing this permit over 12 years.
I've been on that permit.
Okay.
I think from 2010.
2010.
Up to present. So every 3, I think they started with
Yeah.
4
Yes.
years.
Yeah.
And then it was 4, then it was 3.
Yeah. What doesn't make sense is the same Immigration Act 13 of 2002. Yeah, gives a general requirement of permanent residence, which is 5 years legal stay in the country. So if you're in the country and you're on this ZEP,
yeah.
right, and you keep on renewing it, and in your renewing it, you have been in the country more than 5 years, which is a legal stay. Why should they prohibit you? Why should they treat you unequally? Whereby they say, no, you cannot apply for permanent residence. So these are just conditions that can be challenged in the court of law.
Right.
But now it seems like the Zimbabwean community has never come together and took up this fight and to pull the Minister of Home Affairs and the Director General thereof to any court of law to challenge these conditions.
So now let us look at this whole ZEP or the immigration business.
Right.
Are you on the supply side of the value chain?
Of course, yes. We are on the supply chain. But now the thing is, we are also constricted because most of the Zimbabweans, they don't know and they don't understand that it is possible to change the condition of this permit.
But it's not in the public domain.
Of course, it is not. But now you must remember that ignorance of the law is never an excuse. It's never an excuse.
Right. So in essence is people need to know.
Yes, advocacy. We need to bring this knowledge to the Zimbabwean community. That okay, fine. There is actually a waiver application that any condition that is stipulated under the Immigration Act can be waived, including these ones.
Right.
So we can apply. Let's say a person who's holding this ZEP, we can apply for waiver to the minister. That okay, fine. We want to waive these two conditions. As long as we motivate our application properly and we give reasons thereof. That okay, fine. Why are we trying to waive these conditions? Then we say okay, fine. Our client has got what critical skills that the republic the country needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And looking at the demand and supply side of legal services,
Yes.
Do you agree that those who need immigration services do not have knowledge about providers of the service?
Yes, that I do. That I do agree. I'll give you 2 instances.
Yeah.
You've got people who are like immigrants in this country.
Yes.
But they are professionals who can easily research on their own and get the information, any information that they want.
Yes.
Now we have got another strata of immigrants who are just people who are coming for general work in this country, who don't have even resources. When they buy data, it's 12 rand or something, and they don't know even how to Google or to do a research to find this information. So yes, I do agree with you that there's a good number of immigrants, foreign nationals that don't know this information. Yeah.
So how then do we democratize this information and make sure that everybody who is not privy to the information that me and the listeners right now are getting, how do we start democratizing this knowledge?
I think we need to move from our comfort zone, whereby we need to take an initiative and go to the society.
Yeah.
I mean, each and every country, each and every nationality who is in South Africa,
yes,
somehow they belong to a certain society, or societal grouping, whether it's a funeral grouping or whatsoever, blah 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 blah. So if we can find out, even the churches, the charismatic churches, you find a lot of foreigners who are there.
Yes.
But they congregate there.
Yeah.
You can find them at once, a huge number of them. So we need to move from this zone and go to these all societal groupings and advocate about this. That will be the best way to spread the news.
The news. Right. To the viewers and listeners that are joining us on this evening's conversation, feel free to hit us up on our socials. Like I said, we're on Facebook and Twitter at the 1873 FM. Studio number 011-568-4272. Or you can simply drop us those WhatsApp text on 082 649 2451. Right, so that's 082 649 2451. That is the studio WhatsApp number. We take a breather. When we come back, we continue with our conversation.
Download our app on the Google Play Store and iOS. 1873 FM. To be a part of the conversation, call us now on Joburg 011-5684-270 or add us on Skype 1873 FM.
1873 FM.
All right, 17 minutes after 8 p.m. It is the 1873 FM and the ZEP under the spotlight this evening with attorney Banda from Banda et Law. Right, they're situated in Rivonia, 325 Rivonia Boulevard. We'll give you much more details as we proceed with the show on how you can get in touch, or you can hit me up and I'll be your bridge to Banda at Law. Right. Correct, yeah. Actually, I need to be the bridge builder.
Of course, yes.
I'll be the gatekeeper.
What a strong bridge.
I think in the Bible it says to get to, is it the Father, you have to go through the Son.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So in this instance, I'm the Son. Like I'm your bridge to the Father.
I like that.
And so as we when we look at the immigration on this whole space of immigration,
yes.
Who do you think stands out as a shining star? I'm talking about lawyers.
Wow. When it comes to immigration, look, lawyers are just like doctors. You cannot take a problem with for which needs head surgery to a doctor who is a gynecologist.
Oh, who specializes in ponds.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing that applies to lawyers. Everyone is a lawyer.
Yeah.
But now who can help? Who can help in immigration matters? So immigration lawyers are very rare. Most of the people that are assisting with immigration issues are just the immigration agents. Now, with an immigration agent, these are statute creatures.
Yes.
Immigration agents were created by the statute, the Immigration Act itself, in its previous section 46, which was amended. Now, people were just going to the Home Affairs, writing a simple exam, and after that, they will be certified as an immigration practitioner.
Yeah.
And these people have caused a lot of they've created a lot of fraudulent documents that a lot of people have labored in good faith with fraudulent documents, thinking that they are on permanent residence, only to find that after 10, 20 years, that the documents, the papers were fraudulent.
I mean, that happens a lot, especially when we get to festivities. Like when a lot of people are now moving or going back home, that's when you actually start hearing.
In the borders and all that, people getting arrested and all that. I mean, it's quite it's quite a pity because I mean, these people were created by the what? By the Home Affairs themselves.
Yes.
So you tend to ask, I mean, how were they trained? These crimes were committed between these immigration agents and the officers themselves, immigration officers. Because I mean, a person like you and me, who are outside the Department of Home Affairs, we cannot generate the documents that are generated specifically by the Home Affairs machinery.
Right.
That's impossible.
And do you agree that on the supply side, most providers think customers owe them something?
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's very true. Integrity is key. Integrity is key because most of the agents that are assist in immigration, most of them they are also foreigners. So some will just do things just to get a little bit of money,
quick money,
and put a loaf of bread on their tables. But now, I mean, and they don't have profession that they have to protect. So when it comes to lawyers practicing immigration law, I think that's the desirable. If it could have been better, actually. If the immigration departments or the Home Affairs could have left a certain portion of the immigration practicing to only lawyers. Because at the end of the day, if a person has lost his money, they can go to the attorney's fund and claim back that money. Yeah.
And do you also agree that immigration matters are best understood when experiences are shared?
Of course, that's very true because I'm telling you, there are a number of issues that people will not understand just on the onset.
Yeah.
I mean, people experience matters in those. Like, I'll give you an example of applying for a critical skill.
Yeah.
Applying for a critical skill permit.
Yeah.
If someone goes into the critical skills list, you see occupation or critical skill on the heading.
Yeah.
An immigration officer inside the Home Affairs thinks that you must possess the critical skill and your employment must be in line with
the critical skill.
No, actually, when they say occupation / critical skill, they are actually telling you that you can apply for a critical skills visa if your occupation, what you're doing now, falls under critical skills, even though you don't have a critical skill qualification.
Qualification, okay.
So only because of your job.
Okay.
So someone can have a qualification, which is under critical
skills. Yes.
Someone cannot have the qualification under critical skills, but he's working under critical skills environment. You can apply just by your CV, that okay, fine, which proves that the job that you're doing is of a critical nature in the country.
Though you don't have a qualification.
Though you don't have the qualification.
Wow. Do you have a newsletter that you produce? I mean, all this information that Mr. Banda is keeping in his office there needs to be out there. Do you have a newsletter that you produce?
Actually, I don't have the newsletter, but I've got a bridge that is bridging now the listeners to Banda and Associates, which is in front of me.
The sun.
The sun.
Oh, there's a sun now.
the sun now. Who assist in what?
Yeah.
In crossing this information to whosoever needs it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We will definitely be looking into that newsletter.
Yeah.
And obviously, those that would have missed this show, you'll be able to catch the show on podcast. You can visit the 1873 SoundCloud page. Share the audio, share the video, those on social medias, with others that you think might need to hear this message, especially those that are looking at getting documented and become legal. I think the only way of fighting xenophobia is by
getting legal,
becoming legal in the country. Fall in line and do the right thing. Get documented, be counted.
Because they all say, no, these undocumented foreigners.
These
undocumented foreigners, they commit crimes, and they're nowhere to be found.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. So I actually concur with you that this is the only way to curb xenophobia.
Exactly. So today is your inaugural show.
Yes.
Do you have any clients who is happy with your services? If so, I need to surprise one of your clients and bring them on air,
Okay, all right, that's very fun. Actually, we've got a number of Zimbabwean clients that are very, very happy with our services. And if you need, we can always share that list. And also, we've got a lot of Congolese. Yeah, we've got French nationals.
Nationals, yeah.
Yes, and we've got also even the UK citizens that actually they are happy with our services.
Yeah.
So yeah, if needs be, we can all share that.
Yeah, I mean, experiences and testimonies would actually.
You wanted one of them now?
Yes, if we can have one now, let's surprise call one now, and let's hear what they have to say about Banda at Law. All right, 25 minutes after 8 p.m. On the 1873 on a Thursday evening, and we're talking ZEP under the spotlight. Anything immigration related, we are here at your service, and we will definitely be giving you all the news that you want to know, and obviously how you can go about legitimizing or legalizing your stay within the country.
One station where hit music lives. All the hits.
Watch the cameras all over me. Yo, I wear my own guns. Yo, I wear my own guns. I've got so many clothes like I'm in my aunt's house. She looks fly. She looks fly. Yeah, I got on sneaks, but I need a new pair. Yeah.
All the hits. Your hit music station.
Driving you into the future. Unleashing the sacred sounds of the motherland. Radio has never tasted this good from this side of the hemisphere.
Right, you speaking to Wildfire from the 1873 FM radio. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm speaking to?
You're speaking to Wildfire from the 1873 FM radio.
Wildfire?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know a gentleman by the name of Mr. Banda from Banda at Law?
Yes.
Right. What can you tell us about the services that he offered you? Are you a satisfied client or you are a complaining client?
Satisfied client.
You're a satisfied client?
Yes.
And would you recommend other individuals to actually utilize the services?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you mind sharing with our listeners what kind of service you got from Banda at Law?
What do you mean by that?
What kind of service was rendered to you?
Legal service.
Legal services. Oh, okay. I mean, can you expagorate what kind of legal service it was?
Difficult for me now, because I don't know exactly whom am I speaking to. No, how it is.
I'm actually sitting with Banda. We are in studio.
Mr. Motuba, how are you?
Okay, fine. How are you?
I can see, I can hear your tongue reluctancy.
Okay, fine. Now I'm a bit relieved.
Okay, all right. So yeah, maybe care to just to explain to even some of the listeners that are skeptical and they're like, no, Banda at Law is a fly by night, and maybe put their mind at ease and know that he means what he stands for.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Banda is a registered legal practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fly by night.
Yeah.
So I was unfairly handled by Home Affairs.
Yes.
So I took my matter to his office,
Mm-hmm.
and he saw the justification, so he presented me
Yeah.
up to the point where the decision was reversed and things were repositioned.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can safely say Banda he walks the walks and talks the talk.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And no, thank you so much for actually taking time and feeling free to chat to us this evening.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So that's testimony number one.
Yeah. No, I think we have got a list of those.
Yeah.
Actually, each and every show, we can be calling one or two.
Yes, just so that people can share their stories. I mean, I don't have enough detail, but he says his case was not handled well by the Home Affairs.
Yes, correctly. I mean, his case was. I think that the Home Affairs rejected his applications almost 4 times, right? And even recommending him to change the category from critical skills to general work permit.
Yeah.
He did change that, and when he applied again, they rejected again.
So there's a whole lot of these cases that are happening.
He was given 14 days to leave the country. Yeah, so we had to go. To go approach the court on agency, stop the prescription of the 14 days.
Yeah.
Then took the matter direct, pulled the Minister of Home Affairs to court now, explain what's going on here. And I'm telling you, the court was on his side. I mean, looking at the facts of his case.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also fought against the Director General. And now he's got his permit. He's issued.
He's got his papers. He's
got
legal.
Now he's legal. He got his employment back also. He was also fired from
his job.
Yeah.
That's really sad. Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Banda. We're back again on Saturday in the afternoon.
Okay.
Right. We'll tell our listeners what time are we on in the afternoon?
In the afternoon, we were looking at 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right. So we're back at 2 o'clock to between 2 and 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Be sure to catch the Legal Matters radio show with Attorney Banda right here at the 1873 FM. And most details, you can visit our social media platforms. We are on Facebook at the 1873 FM. And let us get educated together and obviously get to share and understand more about immigration services.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to more of this and to sharing a lot of knowledge and insight to our listeners.
Right. Thank you. It's a very good evening. And to the producers behind the scenes, thank you so much to our listeners and viewers. God bless. Guide continually. Stay safe. Remember to dab all the way to safety. Right. Keep it safe.
Cool.
Download our app on the Google Play Store and iOS. 1873 FM.
I've taken away your strength, Samson. Your little denite sparrow will nest alone.
I'm Philistine gutter rat. Throw your spears. What do you fear?
Solomon, situation igeuka tricky, kila shimo